Takia Beverly's great American dream put to rest by one man's need to fulfill his own selfish desires. When all the smoke and mirrors finally subside, who will pay for the death of Jariah? Welcome to Crimes Among Us. Hattiesburg Patriot News releases official court transcripts that may give us some indication of what happened that night. Dr. Nichols' courtroom interview, forensic pathologist. Well, first of all, you can't tell it all just by looking at a bruise how long it's been there, and the best we can do is use a histology to give us some idea about how long it's been there, and the body has a healing process that occurs in a predictable fashion, including in this case the red blood cells. Once they get out of the blood vessels where they are, they will tend to break apart, and there's no evidence here that the red blood cells had broken apart. After that, it becomes a series of white blood cells that come in predictably to remove the injured tissue and to remove the bleeding where the bleeding should not be. And finally, there will be cells that come in to make scar particles. These are called fibroblasts that will aid in the scars in the areas of the body where damage has occurred. Are these the hemorrhaging that you're talking about? Yes. And let me get that term again, describing that kind of hemorrhage so the court reporter can get that. He further explains, well, this is a fresh, acute, new hemorrhage. And is that what you referred to as a subarachnoid hemorrhage? Dr. Nichols explains, I refer to this as a scapular hemorrhage because that's where the bleeding is. So this is a new event, and this is bleeding in the scalp, and it's brand new blood. It's clear. With a microscope, both the skull fracture and the epidural hematoma are in the healing process, so they happen before the cluster of bruising to the scalp that we're seeing now. Based on your experience and knowledge, this child receiving this blow, what if any effect would that have had on that child receiving that blow that you're looking at there on S-16? Well, obviously, the child could have been made unconscious. The child may have very well had a concussion. We noticed that this child was neurologically normal hours before she was to be found dead. She was walking, moving around, being held by people, not crying and moving. She was neurologically not impaired by that injury hours before her death. Morris Bevily has somehow managed to stay out of the limelight. Have we forgotten that he is also a suspect? When all of the smoke and mirrors subside, who do you stand with? Justice for Jariah. Take a second to click this link and follow me on YouTube for more on Crimes Among Us.